India overtook the UK as the world's 5th biggest economy. Its population is surpassing China, and Goldman Sachs is predicting that India will be the 2nd largest economy by 2075, just behind China. A number of big people have weighed in on the potential of India to become a superpower. Warren Buffett is saying that India is the most exciting country in the world. Bill Gates has said that India is a sleeping giant and waking up now. And Elon Musk has said that India is the future. India has all the potential to become a superpower. It's rising very fast, especially in recent years, but can it really become a superpower? Well, first of all, what is a superpower? A superpower is a country that has the ability to project power and influence around the world. A superpower will have a massive economy, a strong military, and global reach. It's a country that has a lot of influence and can shape international norms and events. Well, first of all, the Indian economy is expected to grow at an average rate of 7% per year over the next few decades. That kind of growth would give India the resources that it needs to be a superpower. India also has a large and educated population. It has more than 1 billion people who are literate, and the number of people with college degrees is growing rapidly. And this educated population will really help it to become a superpower. And India has a strong military. In fact, it's the 4th largest military in the world, and it's now investing heavily in its military. This will be essential for India to protect its interests and project power around the world. This is happening at a time when the US military is facing historic shortages of being able to recruit people. So India has a lot going for it here, but there are a number of big challenges it will need to overcome if it actually wants to continue to grow and eventually one day become a superpower. First, India is a very diverse country. There are more than 1,000 languages spoken in India, and there are many different religious and ethnic groups as well. And this diversity could actually make it difficult for India to develop a strong national identity. Second, India is still a poor country. The average income in India is still very low. There's a lot of poverty. The average income is less than $400 per month. That's 10 times lower than China. And this poverty could make it difficult for India to become a superpower. But the poverty problem is improving. Its poverty rate went from about 55% in 2005 to just 16% today. But another challenge is that India has a history of political instability, assassinations in the past, and this instability could make it difficult for India to ultimately become a superpower. Now, India is often compared to China. India is the next China. But is this actually true? See, one of the biggest differences between India and China is actually their political system. China is a communist country, while India is considered a democracy. And this difference has a number of implications for both countries. See, China's government has more control over the economy than India's government. This control has allowed China to achieve fast economic growth, but of course it has also led to concerns about human rights abuses. India has a large and growing economy, and it has a young and educated population. Now let's compare India and China more in depth. India has a population now of more than 1.4 billion people. China also has 1.4 billion people. This makes these two countries the most populous countries in the world. What about economic growth? As I mentioned, India's economy is growing at an average rate of 7% per year, while China's economy is now growing at an average rate of 6% per year. And India, while it is spending a lot on military, it's spending about $70 billion per year, while China's military spending is $250 billion a year. This makes China the world's 2nd largest military spender, while India is the world's 7th largest military spender. China has way more land than India, and land is important when you need to build factories. So what does India's rise mean for the United States? The US is facing challenges as the world's superpower, especially from China. The US will need to adapt to the rise of India and China if it wants to remain the world's leading power. I've reported on China's growing influence in Latin America, where it's buying up land, building stadiums in El Salvador, and spreading its banks around Argentina. Now, I can't see India having this kind of influence in Latin America anytime soon. But one area that India is booming now is technology.
Apple is reportedly launching into its iPhone 15 production in India.
A lot of optimism recently about investing in India.
India is looking to bet big on the drone industry.
And it's actually capitalizing off of the tensions between the US and China. India is quickly becoming a major player in the global tech scene. See, Apple is one of the biggest tech companies to move production to India. Apple announced that it would be investing $1 billion to India to build a new manufacturing facility. The facility is expected to create more than 110,000 jobs. Apple's decision to move to India is a good sign because it means that India becomes more important in the global tech supply chain. Apple's move to India is a win-win for both the company and the country because the company will be able to reduce its costs and expand its market, while India now benefits from the creation of jobs and more foreign investment. And it's not just Apple that is looking to invest in India, other companies are looking to invest as well. The Indian tech sector is expected to grow at an average rate of 10% per year over the next few years. This sector employs more than 4 million people, and it's expected to create more than 2 million additional jobs in the next couple years alone. India is home to a number of unicorns. The government wants to make India a global hub for tech by 2025. That's only a couple years from now.
But let me know what you think. Do you think India can be a superpower, or will it never be able to catch up to the US and China? Let me know in the comments and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video.